Midas came running out of the dugout. "Great, I'm starving." "This is great," Olympian said, pointing at the pit. "Why were you in the dugout?" "The force field generators that keep flying debris or stray shots from the stands, I was altering it to match the new size." "Wow, I didn't know you could do that," Olympian said. "The force field stuff? They taught me that a few days ago." "No, change the size of the pit." "Oh, I didn't either." "You didn't?" Midas figured Olympian didn't research his fellow alphas like he did. "I just got my powers like 2 weeks ago. I'm still learning how they work. If I would have known I could make metal move, I wouldn't have needed you to move the rock pieces." "No harm done. I'm just jazzed to see this new pit. The sides of the walls go straight down at the floor level," Midas said, pointing to the bottom side of the pit. "They continue down about 50 feet, I had to guess, and then there is a floor of steel under the limestone. So there's about 50 feet of limestone pieces on the top of the steel floor. Correction, super steel," Midas said, reaching in his pocket to show the several pieces of steel he had kept. "So this is like a great big super steel pan with gravel in the bottom." "Yep, that's about it, but it's loads tougher than before." "So what's with the bug?" Olympian nodded in the direction of the pit. "Oh, that was how I got around. My power works by touch, or something that touches something I'm touching. The spider moved me around and let me stretch out and be everywhere. I should move it out of here," Midas said. Midas then jumped into the pit and walked to the spider. Olympian flew next to him and he continued talking. "Do you mind if I'm first to hit the walls in here?" Midas gave him a funny look. "Wait till I'm out of here before you turn this into a giant gong." Midas mounted the giant spider and it came to life. Olympian watched in marvel as the 8-legged object climbed out of the pit and was then parked far behind the pit. Midas ran around the pit at top speed until he reached his dinner. He then walked up to the stands and started looking into the basket. "Pound away!" Midas yelled. Olympian flew to the side of the wall and struck it hard. The super metal didn't make a gong sound at all. It sounded like a thud and a ding together, only louder. Olympian struck the sides harder and harder. Midas watched the limestone center vibrate and shake. Olympian flew up to Midas. "The sides dent, but aren't breaking." "That's a good thing. I'll fix it when I'm done eating," Midas said with mouth half full of food. He had already eaten half his dinner. "Great job, you two." Coach Spurs came into view. "Only one problem. Sometimes we like the rocks in the side to be there. It gives students options that they might not otherwise have. Still, this wouldn't need repair so much. I can make the sides metal blocks stacked, like pyramid blocks, only this super steel and steps so guys like me can climb out. That way, after a match, you would just have to restack, not rebuild," Midas said. Coach Spurs nodded. "Yeah, that would work, but not tonight. Olympian has secrets training in 10 minutes. I only helped a small part at the beginning. Midas did all this himself." Olympian was trying to make sure Midas got the credit for his job. "Is that right?" "Yeah, I can do the rest in an hour or two." "Then get to work, and try to keep the blocks 2 or 3 tons apiece. I just need to talk to Olympian for a minute," Coach Spurs said. Midas ran off to go and get his spider. "Yes, Coach?" Olympian said. "I wanted you to work with him for his safety." Immediately, Olympian knew his error. "I'm sorry, Coach. I didn't think of it along those lines. You're right. He's not invulnerable, and he was working around heavy objects. I should have been here." Coach Spurs was impressed that the boy offered up no excuses and just admitted he was wrong. Parents must have taught this one something, he thought. "I'm glad you see it right. Get to your class. I'll stay here." Olympian flew to the hotel, and Coach Spurs went to the stands to sit. As the coach sat down, he noticed a basket of food with a half-eaten dinner inside. "Waste not, want not." Coach Spurs then made sure the dinner was not wasted. Coach Spurs watched Midas, on his spider, start to expand the walls to make room for the blocks he would put inside. He pulled extra material from the piles he had behind the pit. Then he started using the spider to place the first blocks against the wall. Once he had what he wanted down, he just used his power to replicate what he had done out of the leftover ground. Less than 2 hours later, he was done. Coach Spurs was very pleased with the new setup. "Great job. I think it will take a lot to break up this pit. Now get to dinner before you have to get to bed." "Thanks, Coach Spurs." Midas started walking back to the hotel. The sun was going down, and he wanted to get a snack before bed. Midas knew Track 1s would be in the game room, and that Track 2s would be in lecture. He wouldn't be alone in the dining area. As he walked, he marveled at the breakthrough he had today. "I did that without Robert," he thought to himself with pride.